So you or someone you love are a book reader. You love all things books, or your loved one loves all things books, and you are building your wish list or your gift list for your reader, and you have no idea what it is that you should put on that list. Fear not. Welcome to my do's and don'ts of buying gifts for readers. And don't worry, we are going to have some gift recommendations in this video as well, but I'm also going to go over some things that I think are really important to think about when you're buying gifts for readers. I think there are so many gift guides out there that just give you a whole list, and they don't really tell you how to shop for your reader. They just tell you what to buy. So instead of just telling you what to buy, I'm going to tell you how to shop. So we have 5 do's and don'ts of buying gifts for readers. Hopefully this helps you as you're buying gifts for your reader or as you're making your wish list to consider a few things that maybe you didn't originally think about. Number 1, do not just watch a gift guide and buy them everything on that list. Chances are they're not going to use all of those things. It's going to be a waste of money. Things are going to end up in drawers and shoved into closets and never getting used. Instead, one thing I think is really important to consider is what medium your reader consumes books on. Are they a Kindle reader? Are they a physical book reader? Are they an audiobook reader? And then pick and choose the items on the list depending on what type of reader they are. For instance, if they're a Kindle reader, you could get them a case or stickers or a new pop socket or maybe a clicker, like a remote for their Kindle so that they can turn pages without having to touch it, but really consider what medium they use. If they use physical books, maybe you get them a bookmark or a set of bookmarks, or you get them a book sleeve, especially if they're someone that really likes to take care of their physical books. They don't like when their physical books get any kind of damage. Book sleeves are a great option for that. Maybe they're an audiobook listener. Maybe they actually don't read books physically and they prefer to listen to audiobooks. Some suggestions here: get them a craft, get them a coloring book, get them something that they can do while they listen to their audiobook, get them a new pair of headphones if they need new headphones, anything that would be conducive to listening to their audiobooks. But the important thing about this do and don't specifically is pay attention to the medium that your reader prefers. Only get them the things that make sense for them as a reader, depending on what their preferences are. Some readers like multiple different mediums, and so you have a lot more freedom of what they may or may not use, but really consider what do they do most, what will they get the most use out of, and what are they actually going to enjoy and appreciate that isn't just going to get tucked into a closet in like a month after Christmas. Our next do and don't is don't buy something just because it's bookish. I think what can happen, especially if you're buying gifts for readers and you're not a reader yourself, is you'll see something bookish and you'll go, oh, that's so cute. I have this reader friend. I should get them that thing because it's bookish and they like books. Instead, actually consider the reader's personal style and use. If you look at the item and let's say it's a t-shirt and it says something about books on it, you're like, yeah, I know that this person is a reader and they love to read, they love books. Have you ever seen them wear a t-shirt with books on them? And is that because they don't want to, because that's not in their personal style? Or is it because they don't own one and it actually would be a good gift to get them something like that? Consider the color palettes that they typically wear or the style that they typically keep their home to. Really consider this reader as a person as a whole, not just the fact that they're a reader. Consider their personal style, consider the colors that they like and lean towards, and the types of things that you see them wearing and using in general. That can be a really good tell of how to know whether or not they're actually going to use, wear, display your gift. I think also with this one, it can be really you can be really well-intentioned with buying this gift and you think that it's like really cute because it's a reader thing. But just take a second when you look at it and consider, do I see this person actually using this thing, actually wearing this thing, actually displaying this thing? Or is it just going to add to clutter in their home or in their closet and not actually be something that they are going to use or appreciate? This one I feel like is pretty heavily talked about, but I think it's really, really important, which is don't just buy them random books. Instead of buying books that you're not really sure whether like they even like them, but you're just like, here, you like books, here's a book. Instead, get them a gift card. That one's really easy. Or if you do want to get them an actual book or a couple of books, look at their wish list on Amazon, look at what they already have on their shelves, look at their want to read on their Goodreads or Fable or one of those other platforms. Find out what they're actually looking to pick up and make sure that they don't already own that thing, and then go and buy for them. The other option for this one is look at their favorite books on things like Goodreads or Fable and find out what books they really love, and then buy them special editions of those books. This is a great tried and true way to do this. For the most part, if someone is a reader and they collect books, chances are they're gonna like a special edition of one of their favorite books. So look at what have they rated 5 stars on Goodreads that they don't already have a special edition of, or what is a book, you know, that maybe was something they loved as a child that you could talk to their parent or something and get them a cool edition of that book. Those types of books are really great gifts for readers, but make sure you've done your research to make sure you're buying them something that they're really gonna enjoy and want to display, rather than something that maybe they don't enjoy or haven't heard of. Similar to the last one is don't just buy them any bookish merch because it's popular or trending or other readers are buying it. For instance, if you see that there is a t-shirt that has Valaris on it, Valaris is a city in the ACOTAR series, and you're like, great, everybody likes ACOTAR, this shirt is cute, I'm gonna get it for my reader friend. But maybe your reader friend isn't actually an ACOTAR fan, or maybe they've never read it, and so they open up this merch and they see that it's something that they don't actually know or read or enjoy, and now the merch is not something that they're gonna wear. The whole point of this video, if you get nothing else from it, is know who you're buying gifts for and make sure you've done your research. Instead of buying random merch for your reader friends, learn what are their favorite books, what are their fandoms that they are in, what are the things that they have already and wear already and use already. Can you get them something that's similar to that, but it's different than what they already have? Or, you know, maybe buying them merch is not something that they would want anyways. If you don't see that they already have a lean towards buying merch and wanting, you know, to wear things that represent a fandom that they're in, maybe that's not in their personal style and they actually would not prefer to have that. Instead, look into what you think they would actually like, what you think they would actually use. Some examples of this are, of course, t-shirts, blankets, book sleeves. There's so many different themed things like that, but maybe they are minimalists and they don't want that kind of stuff. What they really want is something that's really practical, like a bookmark or a reading light. Pay attention, again, to the personality of the person you're buying the gift for, their personal style, and what you think they'll use or not use. Last but certainly not least, this kind of bounces off of the last one, is don't buy a bunch of stuff that they're not going to use. Instead, get them something that is going to be meaningful, practical, or really trending with their personal style. So some examples of this would be if you are also a reader, or maybe you have one book that you really, really love, annotate that book. This is a great way for you to connect with your friends that are readers. And I think it's something that they'll really appreciate, to have something from you. It's so meaningful to see your annotations and your notes and the things that you love in a book that you love. Another example of a DIY thing would be bookmarks. You can make your own bookmarks. There's so many different ways you can do this. There's the ones where you like super glue bows onto them, or there are bookmarks that you could print yourself if you're like a skilled graphic designer and you want to design your own bookmark for them. I think there's so many creative ways that you can get into like DIYing some things that they would use. If they're someone that has a lot of trinkets on their shelves and they are more of a maximalist in that way, make them something, buy them something that looks cute on the shelves and is like good to display as a little trinket. It's even more meaningful if it's something that you made. One of my favorite gifts that I've gotten is I received a book nook for Christmas last year. And if you don't know what a book nook is, it's essentially this little box, and on the inside of it is built out an entire little scene, and it slides in between your books like a little bookend. And so you can look inside of it, and it looks like there's this whole little world in the middle of your bookshelves. Something about me though is that I am not a crafty person. I'm not good with doing like little things with my hands. And so this gift was from my mom. She bought the book nook and then built the entire thing herself to then give me the gift of the already built book nook. This was an incredible gift for me because she knew that I would love having that displayed on my shelves, but that I would have a really frustrating time putting it together myself. And so she bought it for me and then she put it together for me. This was so meaningful and something that just really showed how much she was paying attention to me as a person in both my personal style and my personality and the things I enjoy and don't enjoy. So I just think that's a great example of like how you can just get to know your reader, and you can buy them gifts and put things together, make them crafts that are really meaningful to them and that suit their personality and their personal style. Some other really fun gift ideas that you can give as a gift that are a little bit more meaningful that don't play into overconsumption. One of those things would be a little reader coupon book. So this is something that I don't know if you guys ever did this as a kid, but I did this as a kid where I would make these little coupon books for either like my parents or my brother. And it was like one, do the dishes coupon, one, whatever. And the coupons are just like something that I'm going to do or something that we're going to do together. And for a reader, you could put so many different creative things on there. It could be a reading date. It could be one, trip to the bookstore. It could be like buying a book of your choice and then reading it with you. It could be an outing to maybe a bookish event, or maybe an indie bookstore that they haven't been to in the area, or like a book themed place. I know in bigger cities they've started developing like restaurants, bars, coffee shops that are like book themed. I know we at least have a few of them in the DFW. So maybe it's a gift card to that place, or like a coupon that's like, we're gonna go to this place together. Here's a coupon for one dinner that I'm gonna buy you because we're gonna go together. And so I think that there's just so many ways that you can be creative in terms of how can you spend quality time with that person. Or maybe they actually don't want, maybe they're a mom and they're like very scraped for time in terms of how much time they actually get to read. Maybe it's a night of babysitting and you can go and read your book and I'll take the kid or the kids or whatever. Some other cute things that are not necessarily like having to do with books specifically, but I think would be great for readers are little like baskets or tote bags with their favorite snacks, drinks, maybe a cozy blanket, a sweatshirt, but a couple of things that are just like very cozy that they can get comfortable in and help like create this comforting, cozy reading experience. Maybe it's a candle, maybe it's some tea. I think that for readers, a lot of us, we really enjoy the experience of reading just as much as we enjoy actually reading. And so if there are things that you can either do for that person or get for that person that really elevate the reading experience for them, I think that's just as meaningful, if not more meaningful, than buying them an item that's going to have to do with their reading. I just want to give a couple of little rapid fire things if you're like, I just need one thing, this is not someone I'm super close with, I don't have a lot of time to like process exactly what they want or don't want. I have a handful of things that I would suggest that I think most readers can appreciate depending on the type of reader that they are. If they're a physical book reader is a book light, but the important part of this, making sure that like this light has different brightness settings, different color settings, and the ones that have like where you can change the orientation of the light are also really, really helpful. You may not know, like the best position that the light could be in. And some of these lights, all they do is clip on the top and fold over the top of the book. And that's not always the best thing for everyone. So the ones that are more like they move around, they're more adjustable and that have different brightness settings and color settings are great and are going to be way better for like just your general physical book reader. Other things would be a page turner if they're a Kindle reader, a page turner and a Kindle holder. So there's a couple of different types of Kindle holders you can get. They have the like gooseneck arms. There's ones that are like adjustable, like they have like the joints on the arm. There are others that are like a lap pillow and then there's a little Kindle stand on it. And so I think you could opt for any of those options. I will say I own one of the gooseneck Kindle arms and I don't love it. It's really hard to adjust. So instead of that, I might recommend one of the lap ones that you just set in front of you and it has a Kindle stand, or the ones that like are stiff and they have the joints. But the gooseneck ones can be a little bit funky and like hard to adjust. So that's good to know. And then a page turner with that. And there's so many different page turners that you can get from pretty much anywhere that are really, really nice and great for Kindle readers. Other suggestions, I would say this one's also for like your collector reader friend. And that would be a like embosser, a page embosser. And so you can get these customized where it says like their name. So like for me, I have one that's like, I think it says like Katie's Library or something on it. I really love mine and most of my books have my little stamp on them. Those are really, really fun. The last one that I have is applicable for some, not all readers, but some, and that would be a reading journal or just some kind of other journal. This one is kind of a like hit or miss. So again, know your reader. But this is something if you are a reader and you're looking to put something on your wish list, this would be a good one. So many readers do their own like yearly reading journals, and a lot of them do it in like a bullet journal or something like that. And so getting them like a cute bullet journal would be a great way to like help give them something that they are going to use. And maybe they are already like planning on getting into book journaling, or just getting them a journal in general. There are also other reading journals that are specifically laid out where you can like put the title and the book and like the description of the book. And those are fun, especially if your reader is someone that isn't going to do the work to set it up themselves, but they like to have something physical that they keep track of their books on. But again, it all comes down to knowing your reader. Know if this is something they're going to use. And there are some things that you can generally get for anyone, but ultimately what we want to avoid is clutter and overconsumption. And what we want to do instead is highlight really meaningful gifts that bring you closer to that person and that they're really going to appreciate and enjoy and love. So I hope that you will take these tips and some of these recommendations and that they will help you out in shopping for your reader friends or adding to your wish list if you are a reader yourself. I am going to put some links and lists in the description. So if you guys want to kind of just scroll through like some of these recommendations, some of the ones that I've used, you can check out the description. I'll have all of those things linked. But that is all I have for today's video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of Bookmas. Bye.